You're listening to the Mind Manual Podcast, episode 36, Emotional Intelligence in the Workplace. If you want a particular result in your life, but you're unable to get it, tune in to start training your brain and expanding your emotional intelligence to unlock the most powerful and underutilized performance tool that we have. It's the most important work you could do because it affects every area of your life. Welcome, everyone. Today's topic comes inspired from my very own workplace, as well as the boarding house where my son attends, and the complexities and dynamics that we'll inevitably counter whenever we place a bunch of humans together and ask them to work towards a common goal. There will always be competing interests and threats that pop up, self-interests that dominate over the bigger, broader goal, and all the messiness of our own internal workings and patterns that come to the fore as tensions increase. In the healthcare setting, you often have people who don't show up as their best. And in the boarding house, you have the fierce protectionism from parents who want to steer the ship their child is on and instigate a mutiny in order to take control. These are just two instances from my own experience this week. But no matter where you are or where you work, as long as there are humans involved, this will apply to those settings as well. So have you ever had the privilege of working for a leader with whom you felt a genuine connection? Do you remember a leader who inspired you to go above and beyond what was required? If so, chances are you were working with someone who had a handle on emotional intelligence, or EQ. Emotional intelligence isn't a new concept. In the early 90s, psychologists Peter Salovey and Jack Mayer coined the term emotional intelligence to describe how people differ in their ability to perceive, understand, and use their emotions. This concept gained even more attention when Daniel Goleman wrote Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ in 1995, and Working with Emotional Intelligence in 1998. Goleman was particularly interested in understanding the EQ competencies that support superior work performance. Since then, various definitions of emotional intelligence have evolved. Goleman, for example, defines it as a skill in 5 competencies: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Psychology Today defines EQ as the ability to identify your own emotions and those of others. But regardless of which definition you prefer, EQ includes elements of understanding and regulating one's emotions and understanding and managing situations relative to others' emotions. So let's go and break down these 5 competencies a bit further. The first 3 skills are focused on you and how well you know yourself. These include self-awareness, self-regulation, and motivation. Self-awareness is about knowing your own internal states, your preferences, your resources, and intuitions. Those who are strong in self-awareness can monitor their emotional state and recognize their emotions and understand why they're feeling a certain way. Now, the first clue here is that it's not going to be about whatever is happening out there. They take 100% responsibility for the emotions they create, because it all comes down to the thoughts and perspective you have about the circumstance. It's not about the circumstance itself. They're also able to accurately self-assess. They practice self-confidence, pursue self-actualization, and they have the ability to recognize patterns in their behavior. Self-regulation is the capacity to manage our internal states, our impulses, and utilize the resources that they've learned. People with strong self-regulation can control or redirect their impulses and moods in the moment, even in challenging situations. This involves self-control, trustworthiness, conscientiousness, adaptability, open expression, assertiveness, innovation, consequential thinking, and switching to mindfulness in the moment to get themselves out of the drama that is unfolding in their head. Motivation involves understanding emotional tendencies that help to facilitate reaching our goals. A person with strong motivation demonstrates an internal passion to achieve and pursue goals with energy and commitment. These include qualities like achievement, drive, initiative, persistence, commitment, and the pursuit of noble goals. They are very closely aligned with their sense of purpose and meaning in life, and they consciously generate the emotions that they need to take them closer to their goals. Empathy specifically refers to the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It involves being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, understand their perspective, and respond with sensitivity to their emotions. In the context of emotional intelligence, having empathy means being attuned to the emotions of others and being able to navigate social situations with an awareness of the feelings and needs of those around you. It's comprised of social competence and social awareness, which is your ability to understand other people's moods, behavior, and motives in order to improve the quality of your relationships. Social competence skills focus on how well you interact with and understand other people. Social awareness is about being aware of others' feelings, their needs and concerns. Those who are socially aware can empathize. They can understand others. They develop others, exhibit service orientation, leverage diversity, and demonstrate political or organizational awareness. Social skills involve managing relationships and building networks in a way that results in being looked on favorably by others. Skills like influence, communication, conflict management, leadership, change catalyst, building bonds, collaboration, cooperation, and team capabilities, which are all very important skills to have in the workplace. So developing emotional intelligence is a journey that can lead to personal and professional growth. Most experts believe that it can be learned and developed over time through understanding these concepts and assessing your current level of performance and creating a structured development plan. The impact of emotional intelligence on business results is significant. High EQ individuals will tend to earn more. They contribute positively to the workplace. They lead in increasing productivity, sales, better customer service, and improved decision-making. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is not just a nice-to-have skill. It's a critical factor for success in both personal and professional life. And it can profoundly impact your relationships, your leadership abilities, and overall well-being. So it's about knowing our thoughts and thought processes and understanding the patterns of our thinking, what we speak, and more importantly, how we do that, in recognizing your communication style and the effect it has on others, identifying your behavior patterns and what drives you to act in certain ways. It's about understanding your emotions and feelings and what triggers them, being in touch with your emotional responses and knowing how to navigate those so that they don't hold you back or cause harm to yourself and others. It's about identifying general patterns that we have in our responses and recognizing recurring reactions. One is conscious, the other is automatic, and knowing how to reprogram a new pattern. It's in understanding our decision-making process and how we make decisions, whether we carry a hidden agenda, and being aware of our hidden motives, recognizing recurring life themes and the role we play in enabling and sustaining them. So the manager who lacks emotional intelligence might respond to conflicts with anger, dismissiveness, or playing favourites, which will often escalate the conflict, reduce morale, and lead to a toxic work environment. A manager with high emotional intelligence will use active listening skills to understand their underlying issues. They will remain calm under pressure and approach the situation with empathy and a compassionate curiosity as they seek to understand the other's model of the world that they're using as their frame of reference. They foster open communication, promote understanding, and are quick to find common ground in shared values and goals, which leads to a more harmonious work environment. In the area of leadership and team collaboration, the team leader who lacks emotional intelligence may micromanage their team, disregard their input, or fail to provide emotional support. This can lead to disengaged, demotivated team members and reduce overall team performance. Whereas a leader with high emotional intelligence values their team's inputs. They foster an open and inclusive environment and support team members on a personal and emotional level. They understand that our feelings is what fuels our actions and behaviour. And the thing we want or desire is ultimately driven by the way it will make us feel. So they're able to tap into the underlying drivers behind the scene that affects our social, emotional, and behavioural interactions. A leader with high EQ creates a cohesive and motivated team that collaborates effectively, leading to increased productivity and better results. In the area of customer service, a disgruntled, rude, or abusive customer will most likely trigger the attending person into an angry, self-protective mode that will defend or attack back. This type of response is instinctual and automatic and is one that is ultimately rooted in fear. It's the fight, run, or hide activation whenever we feel threatened in some way. The person with a higher emotional intelligence will recognize there is nothing to protect or defend, which allows them to drop into compassionate curiosity and seek to understand what the other's perceived threat might be that has driven them into this fight mode. When we don't make it about us, we're open to exploring the other's worldview that has them showing up this way. They understand that their behaviour is being fueled by an emotion that has been created by their thoughts. So it's essentially a reflection of what might be going on in their mind that is now being projected out. After we can disarm ourselves, we get out of the need to retaliate, and then we have the capacity to help the other to disarm by understanding what it is that they really need in that moment, which may be just some empathy or validation or just a listening ear. It may be some practical assistance in helping them to troubleshoot their current situation or circumstance. But above all, it will certainly require you to show you understand and care enough to help them move towards their goal or objective in whatever capacity that is available to you at the time. As independent grown adults, we all get to live our lives however we wish. It's not within our sphere to control how others show up. We can only do that for ourselves. And so that's why most of this work revolves around the exploration and understanding of the self and who we are, why we do what we do, and what is actually creating our experience of a situation or circumstance. To know oneself is to unlock the key to our lives and every facet of it. So organizations that invest in developing the emotional intelligence of their employees often see remarkable returns on their investment. These returns come in the form of increased productivity, higher sales, improved customer service, less sick days, and better decision making. So if you're wondering whether it's worth the effort to improve your EQ The answer is a resounding yes. It's essential to note, however, that developing emotional intelligence is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing process that requires practice and commitment. You can't expect to master it in a single training session or workshop. EQ is something you refine over time as you continuously and consciously adapt and apply what you learn in each session to various situations. The impact of emotional intelligence on both the individuals and organizations is significant, making it a valuable area of focus for anyone seeking to excel in their personal and professional life. So consider investing in your emotional intelligence. It's an investment that pays dividends in all aspects of your life. So if you'd like to make this amazing work tax deductible, get your workplace on board with it. Outline the value it will bring to your business when they tap into the most underutilized performance tool there is. Imagine working alongside of people who are on the same page as you with all of this. Invite this transformation in to every area of your life. And if you'd like to learn more about our membership that offers a truly tailored experience with all of this, visit themindmanual.com/join. Hope you have a beautiful week, everyone. Take care. We'll chat soon.